I found out my stay-at-home wife got bored of me and found better attention from her online gamer friend, and now she refuses to work on our marriage, not even for our child. Posted by you/Flan Pleasant 8361. I, 28M, and my wife, 27F, have been together for 7 years and married for almost 2. We have a beautiful 1-year-old, and I thought everything was perfect for us. It's been a rough week, but I was informed that she wanted a break between us. It came out of left field, and I was lost as to what could have happened. She expressed that she needed space to think about what she wants to do and to find herself again. Since I am the sole provider for our family, she has had all the time at home to take care of our child while also having the freedom to relax. She said she wasn't sure who she was anymore since her identity had shifted from who she was before to now being a mom. I understand that having a child is a significant moment and that it also brings a dramatic change to our dynamic and relationship. She expressed that I have not met her needs, that she no longer feels love or happiness with me, and that I am not her safe space, even though I have been trying so hard to provide for and love both my child and my wife. I work 10 to 12 plus hours a day, and whenever I am home, whether it's my day off or after work, I make sure to take care of our child so she has her own time to do what she wants, since being a stay-at-home mom is not easy. It's worth noting that none of our assets are joint, and we don't own a house together, just an apartment. She has been talking to a new friend group in an online video game recently, even before she told me she wanted a break. I noticed that she has been talking to a specific guy, and I became concerned because they would talk all day and night. When I expressed my concerns, she just said that he was like a brother to her. I trusted my wife and didn't think I needed to intervene or tell this guy she was married because I trusted her to set boundaries if needed. A day after she told me she wanted a break, I did my best to give her space so she could process her feelings, but it seemed to me that she just wanted to talk to this guy and her new friend group. I was told that her friends, including this guy, knew she was married, so I tried not to assume the worst. However, a few hours later, a good friend of mine informed me that she had been oversharing her emotional and physical needs, saying that I no longer met them but that this guy she had been talking to could. She claimed they had more compatibility, even though they have never met in real life. I was devastated because I thought I had done everything I could to make her happy, providing a home and food for our family. Later that night, I checked her call logs and messages with this guy, and to my surprise, they had been sending explicit messages, discussing him sexually, and comparing me to him. It had even escalated to the point where they were getting themselves off while on chat or a phone call. She later found out that I had discovered everything and apologized for her actions, yet she still wants to talk to this guy, because she's worried about his mental state after I caught them. From the very beginning of this break, I have felt like my feelings were never considered. I am now just trying to focus on my child to get through each day in the home that I provide, even though she is openly talking and video chatting with this guy. I know she is craving attention since he is the one giving it to her, but she doesn't see that me providing for our family is also an act of love. I want this marriage to work because I love her, even though she emotionally cheated, and because we have a child together. But it's so hard to find the will to keep trying when she talks to this guy while I'm at work and even when I come home. Is it my fault that she is seeking attention from someone she has never met? Should I have done a better job showing her the love she deserves? I regret any instance where she felt I wasn't showing her love, and I am willing to work on myself and fight for our marriage. But she has no reason or desire to make it work because she doesn't believe I will change. If we went to marriage counseling, it wouldn't be beneficial for her since she no longer feels love toward me, and I am no longer her safe space, but this new guy is? She shows no willingness to fix our marriage, and while I know no one is perfect, I feel like any suggestion or effort I make is pointless. Relevant comments. Commenter. Try to make copies of everything you've seen. You need to take control and not be a doormat. Consult a lawyer about your rights. Freeze your credit and credit cards. Open a new bank account in your name only at a new bank and direct deposit your check there. Are you in a no-fault state? What does your lawyer say about child custody? I wish you all the best. And under no circumstances should you take her back when she comes crawling back to you. Lesson for her to learn: actions have consequences. Ops response. In Georgia, and I believe we are in a no-fault state. I'm still researching and trying to gather all the information I need so I can have an idea of what to do. I will get in contact with a few lawyers, but obviously, family members want us to make it work. However, it gets to a point where I need to put myself first, including my child. Commenter 2. You said it was a rough week, but you also mentioned that it came out of nowhere. Was all the stuff about talking to another guy happening before she asked for the break? If not, what made the week rough? Also, how do these other friends know what she's saying to him? And if you were on a break, how did you have unrestricted access to her phone to go through it and read her messages? Ops response. It's been a rough week since she's been giving me the cold shoulder, and we haven't talked as much as we used to, which I thought was odd. She's been talking to this new friend and a new friend group since the end of December, But from what their conversation sounded like, they were more casual, and everyone in the group would just laugh. My long-term friend told me details since he offered to lend an ear to her, as he is also their friend. I introduced them early in the relationship when we first met. One morning, I checked because there are times when she keeps her computer on to see messages on Discord, or she even has her phone mirrored to the computer screen when she uses it. The only times I've done this are when she takes the car to get snacks or when she's preoccupied in the washroom. There's nowhere else she could stay besides the home I'm providing since she currently has no support system here. Commenter 3. Does she have her own money? You are the sole provider, but what money does she have of her own? Ops response. She does not have an income or a job. She has her own checking account. She would use it if she needed me to pay for her credit cards, which I have stopped covering at this point. Commenter 4. Are her family members aware that she's constantly talking to another man, having phone sex with him, and still refusing to stop? I wouldn't expect any partner to be okay with or tolerate that. Ops response. Her father and grandmother know. My mother and her boyfriend know as well, but they also don't understand why she is acting like this. They suggested that it's something medical or mental that's affecting her, and they did not know that she was still talking to this dude until yesterday when I met up with her dad. He also advised documenting everything because a similar situation happened to him before when he first got married to his first wife. Unfortunately, she has no support system where we are, so they also see why it's hard for her to leave with nowhere to go. But again, there also needs to be a point where I consider my own feelings and needs in this situation. Update 1 day later. I honestly didn't think this would get so many comments and views. I'm also surprised by how often this happens and how big the internet really is. Thank you for taking the time to read about what I've been feeling. No, I'm not saying I'm perfect, far from it, and there are faults I need to work on to be a better partner in the future. I understand that providing isn't the only important thing when raising a child and keeping a family together. There are many instances where I wish I had done more so she would feel special and pursue the way she wanted. There's only so much a person can do, and I see now that she was just looking for the attention I wasn't giving her. Unfortunately, she has the mindset that I'm not going to change or that I don't have it in me to meet her needs, and she no longer has any romantic feelings for me. At this point, like many people have mentioned, there's only so much I can do, but I need to focus on my child's safety and well-being. I have to stand up and show her that if this is what she wants, then so be it. Unfortunately, that means we weren't meant to be, but that doesn't erase all the good memories we had together over the years. My main priority is our child and my own well-being. If I can't keep my head up and have respect for myself, then how can I be there for my child? I've also gone gray rock and only ask for updates regarding the child whenever I'm at work. I talk to my employer about reducing my hours so I can work 8 to 9 hours a day, depending on whether I stay longer for customers, sales. I've gotten in contact with a few lawyers and will be calling them with questions about what to expect and to get more guidance. I'll keep you guys posted if you're still interested. Thank you for your comments and also for the sincere apologies. I'm grateful for the support during this tough time. PSA, for everyone's thoughts, yes, I have screenshots of messages and call logs, including timestamps and call durations. I always have access to the call logs since I'm the main account holder for our phone plan. There's still calling and video chatting, so I'm just keeping track to have more references. The messages are obviously explicit and concerning. I haven't read all of them, but ever since I first checked her phone, she changed the passcode. So now I'm relying on messages from Discord on her computer. Whenever I get a chance, I'll snoop until I feel like I have enough evidence. And yes, her family knows the whole situation and does not understand why this is happening or why she is so willing to go after this guy. Now she's trying to justify her cheating by accusing me of cheating, claiming she gave me a mark that she doesn't remember giving me? Is it odd for me to be doing dishes at 5 a.m. when I wake up early to take care of our child if they wake up early? This just shows another example of her refusing to take accountability for her actions and shifting the blame. At this point, I'm 100% open to taking a polygraph just to prove her wrong and make her realize what she's doing or thinking. Relevant comments. Commenter. So instead of coming to you when she developed an issue, she sought attention outside the marriage. Now she's in lust with a guy she doesn't know. Sure, she talks to him all the time, but she doesn't know him beyond a game and online sexting. People have complicated personalities, she won't truly know his until she actually spends personal time with him. And she probably won't do that until she moves in with him. Do you have a real name for him? His general location? A Facebook page? For the sake of your baby, you should probably let your lawyer know that you're concerned about the baby's safety. This guy could be anyone, a sex offender, a felon, an abuser, anything. Most moral men aren't on games all day, comfortable with contributing to the breakup of a marriage. Maybe she's lied to him. Or maybe he's a 30-something, jobless, lazy man living with his mom. Maybe he has a sex addiction, and once he wins her over, he'll move on to the next female gamer he can trap. I wish your baby good luck and hope her guardian angels protect her if her parents don't. Ops response. I know his name and all his information through a friend, including his address and everything. I'm not crazy, but it's wild that you can find stuff like that. He was fully aware that she was married and had a child. The fact that he freaks out and feels bad about her situation but doesn't want to provide her with funds now that she's not getting them from me anymore just tells me he's not taking this seriously. If you're going to tell her that she's yours and that you'll be there for her, why aren't you actually doing anything besides just saying it? I just can't understand, but unfortunately, I feel like people do this so often. Second update 4 days later. A lot has happened since the last update, but I've started focusing on my well-being and mental state while ensuring my child receives the love and attention she deserves. I came back home from the gym, showered, and started spending time with my kid when my soon-to-be ex-wife decided to leave her computer unattended. I was already being dragged in her friend group, and I noticed a few messages coming through on her phone, which is linked to her computer. And it was just a lot of hateful messages saying that I'm trying too hard to win her back. She said I went to therapy and that I'm trying so hard it's cringe. She purposely mentioned that she's ignoring me because she doesn't want to be involved with me and kept laughing about what I'm doing, even though I'm not doing all this for her. I've accepted that I need to move on, be the best dad for our child, and learn to co-parent. For her to act civil toward me while, in reality, trash-talking me to all her friends and the guy she's still in contact with, referring to me as her ex, made me blow up. She asked me, what does everyone think is going to happen? That, right there, told me she was only going to therapy/counseling just to check it off. There was never anything to save in the first place. I told her that if she wants to leave so badly and be with this guy, then go ahead and leave. She chose to step out of this marriage and family. She has until the end of February to move out, and the baby is staying here. She asked if she could visit and see her kid, and I said, yes, you're her mother. Let me know when you want to see her. I'm not preventing you from seeing your kid. I want her to know that, at the end of the day, she's her mother, and I'm her father. She agreed and said she'd be out of my hair as soon as she could. Not to mention, this was all happening while she was on the phone with her new babe. So yeah, that's the update. I'm not trying to be a doormat, but enough is enough. I'm still in contact with lawyers, but it seems like she's willing to let it go to the point where I might not even need one. Still, I'll do my due diligence to protect myself and our child. Relevant comments. Commenter. Has she told you what you did to make her fall out of love with you, and now she's at the point of mocking you? Ops response. Not providing her with enough love or making her feel pursued in her needs, and again, I take full responsibility for not doing my best in that regard. I was more than willing to work on it and go to therapy to be a better husband to her. That's why I've been going to therapy to make this marriage work. But since update 1, her main focus has been just moving on, being with this new guy, and rubbing it in my face. Unfortunately, I've just had enough of the disrespect while I'm trying to keep this family together. Third update 3 days later. She's leaving next week and is still headfirst into being with this other dude. She had the audacity to ask me if she could get birth control through my insurance, and I declined because the main reason for it is so she can do whatever she wants with him. He's trying to get his own place so she can move in, and she's driving all the way there. Still a wild situation, but we are in agreement regarding our child. The divorce papers are written and filed, as is the custody agreement we agreed upon. Everyone in the family is just disappointed and frustrated with the situation. However, there's only so much we can do, and she's not willing to listen to anyone besides her new dude and her friend group. Either way, I hope she finds happiness with him, but if it goes south, she's not coming back. Fourth update 1 month later. To start off, I would like to say thank you all for the messages and the PMs. She's been gone for about 3 weeks now. It turns out she couldn't find a rental van before she was supposed to leave, so the guy drove all the way down to pick her up. I told her that he's not allowed in the area or apartment at all while I'm here with our daughter. So he stayed in his car until she finished packing everything, and an hour later, she just left with him. Close friends came by to make sure nothing happened and to serve as witnesses, just in case she tries to claim that she didn't leave or abandon us, when, in reality, she did. I'm waiting for documents to be notarized and sent back to me since she's not in the same state. I've gotten into a routine with everything, such as taking care of our child while working. Luckily, I have a lot of support from my family and even my in-laws. It helps a lot, but I know this is just the first step in getting over everything that has happened. Our child stays with me since there's no support where she will be living, and honestly, no one in their right mind would allow her to be around a stranger. She has messaged me about video chatting with our child, but that's honestly the only communication I have with her at this point. There have been lots of late nights where I just can't sleep, thinking about what could have been done differently. I feel anxious about the future and wonder if I'll ever want to love someone as much as I did before. It's sad to think that I wish she had chosen us in the end, but you can't beg someone to stay. I know that, over time, it will get better, And I'll be a better partner and the best dad I can be for my daughter and my future partner. How does one get through this? Now that I have the time and space to grieve and cope with everything, I just don't know what to expect. Relevant comments. Commenter. What to expect? It's going to take time. Every aspect of this situation, adjusting to a new routine, grieving, handling paperwork, dealing with extended family on both sides, etc., will take time, and it's going to be annoying as hell. Some days you'll feel great, and others will be harder. You just have to give yourself, your child, and your family a little more grace than usual. Your daughter will remember that you were there for her unconditionally. I firmly believe in you reap what you sow. Focus on both of you, one day at a time. And your ex will come crawling back when she realizes the grass isn't greener. Don't take her back.